First and foremost is relationships, right? I think I call them fakey coaches. Ain't no fakey over here, okay? The same guy who recruited you is the same guy who's going to coach you. And I think I love the transfer process from high school to college, because in high school stage, you might have opened up and you might not have. So do I really know you? But now that I got you, there's another avenue and a road that we can go down. So I really take a lot of pride in that, because I want this to be not only a 4-year relationship, but a lifetime relationship. All right. And so I'm going to give myself as much as I can to these student athletes. And then for what they want out of their coach, they can determine. And then the second is we got to set the standards, right? We got to know what you signed up for. Again, no fakey. All right. I told you I'm trying to pursue championships. And most importantly, I'm trying to help you reach your goals on and off the court. And within that, you got to have a lifestyle of non-negotiables that you're going to sign up for every single day. And then third, last but not least, especially before the season, man, we got to have fun. We're talking about playing basketball in college. I tell them all the time, I want you to be the ultimate student athlete. Let's maximize our time, because I want you to join if you want to a sorority. I want you to go join a club, right? I want no regrets, because basketball takes a lot of your time. But when you're here for basketball, you're all in, all right? And if you can look at your daily deposits, I want it when it's all said and done and be like, man, that was the best 4 years of my life. And if they can say that, then I've done my job.
I think we want to, get the guys having a ball in their hand as much as they can. And we can't force them to do it that time of year. But in good programs, kids want to play. And kids want to be in the gym, and they want to get after each other and compete and push each other. And we've been lucky enough to have that, and have a lot of kids want to do that. And so we get the gym open as often as we can. We got kids that'll come in the morning before school, and we got open gyms and fall workouts and stuff after school. And I also think it's huge. It's a big time, like I said earlier, for the weight room, and to work on adding some muscle and some strength, and working on your explosiveness heading into the season. Because honestly, as a basketball player, at least in the high school setting here in Minnesota, those 3 months, the August, September, and October, your body will probably never feel better because you're not playing as many games. And so that's a huge time for you to work on your physical development.
I mean, one's getting tougher, that sounds cliche. So that means it's a mental thing, right? That's, waking up early at 6 a.m. That's a mental toughness. That's a self-accountability. Are you going to sleep early, right? Are you getting on that, Dr. Dish machine? Are you like holding yourself accountable and making 500 shots without any excuses, right? Are you going to class on time? Are you winning every sprint? All those, letter words that I'm, describing right now, those are all toughness things, right? Are you tough enough to not be in la-la land when the teacher is teaching, right? Are you tough enough to get your scouting report and go over it, right? So toughness for me is everything, because toughness would translate to you being a good defensive team, would translate to you being a good team, together, so toughness for me. And then you gotta make shots, man. I'm telling you, it's so important in this day and age, because people can just plug the gaps and pack it in, and then you're meeting 7-footers at the rim each and every. And I don't care if you're Michael Jordan. That's not a high percentage every time trying to go against two people. So, like, making shots, because we're gonna have skilled players that can get 2 feet in the paint and be able to attract two. Now you got somebody closing out of control. Can you make a shot, right? So I think, toughness and shooting, right? I mean, you can say other things, we got to be together, you got to dribble. Nah, just shooting for me is essential, and that's something that we're going to focus on this year.
And we do talk about competing, Jefferson. We still do that. It's different now than even when you play, because we can work with our entire team now if we want to. And so we do that from like day one. We're going on the floor and we're competing, man. We use like our individual stuff. We don't shoot or do the individual workout type of things as much as we used to anymore, because we'll use that outside of the practice time. So our practices are just absolutely 100% competing, getting after it. And guys that aren't prepared. Again, you talk about preparing early on. you better come in shape. If you're not in shape, you're going to be way behind and left behind, and we're not going to wait for you. And so, and I think our veteran guys know that. It does take our freshmen a few weeks just to figure things out and understand how you're going to, it's a lot more physical, and it's the whole journey. And I think the big thing for us going into this year, Jefferson, is going to be like, our guys got to understand, we're not going to win a championship the first day. We're not going to win a championship the first month. It's about the process, right? I mean, you've got to be able to enjoy the process, and if you can do that, I was talking about like that, a ladder. You get you get that first rung, and you get that second rung. It takes a while to continue to get up to the top of the ladder, and that's what the process is for us. And you can't cheat the process either. If you try to go from that first rung to the top rung, well, you're not going to get there, man. It's just not going to happen. So you've got to be able to take every single step, and not only take every single step, but enjoy the process, man. I mean, you got to have fun, and that's where we compete, and we'll get after our guys. But I meet with our guys. I get to know, personally who they are. And that's like our relationship, Jefferson. We know each other, and we go from like me coaching you, so now we're friends, and that's I love that aspect of my job. But I want to get to know how to motivate and discipline every single person, because I can't do that all together. I mean, I can't do all 15 the same way. They're all going to be, everyone's an individual and differently. Some people need a hug. Some people need a kick in the butt. Some people need them both, and that's okay. But if I can do that, then I'm going to get you individually and be a better coach for you individually and collectively for the whole entire team.